Torjay, Violet, Ghost King, Symbol, Swoosh, Ace, Creator, Sniper, Yu-Gi-Oh, Kid, Happy, City, Leon, Maru, Drasticity, Kanji, Curious, Nasty, Lino, Naniwa, Buddy King, Teja, MC, Oji, Supernova, Gumiho, Hyoro, Party, Squatter, Genius, Longlegu, MVP.
What's up, guys? Here we have the GSL Codas, the biggest, best esports tournament in the world. I'm Tasteless, and joined with me is Artosis.
Tasteless, that opening that we see with the players, it's so epic and cool, but I feel like as players get eliminated, when it goes to their picture instead of them standing there all cool and stuff, it should be like, for instance, parting. He's got like his hands taped together, it's hanging from the ceiling. He's got like duct tape over his mouth. He's wide-eyed. His glasses are broken. And then it goes to
the
like...
next guy's got bullet holes
in his head. It goes to Sniper,
head.
He's like laying on the floor, like sprawled out with blood everywhere. And just... I think that that's how we should do it. I think that would actually be epic. And I'm not even joking. I think that'd be funny and cool. And I'd like it.
It's too bad you're just a caster, man.
It's too bad that I don't produce all this, man.
Too bad you don't do everything, Artosis.
I know,
if you
right?
did, it would be excellent.
I was pushing for this in StarCraft 1. How great would esports be if Artosis was just the reigning king and got to decide everything?
Yeah, I would like that. An Artocracy, I believe it would be called.
An Artocracy! Yeah. You're so funny.
Thank you.
Oh, my God. You took your funny pills today.
I did. I took them with orange juice so they work extra hard.
Oh, my God, man. That's amazing.
Welcome to the GSL.
An Artocracy.
Do go to the website and vote for who you think is going to move on in our tournament here. And by the way, we've had a lot of upsets. We've had a lot of...
well, you know, for instance, yesterday, Harding didn't make it through, guys. Someone's like, I didn't watch it yesterday. You need to watch it every day.
It's true.
And is that an upset?
You don't
it's
have
hard to
stuff
say,
to do.
even. It's hard to say. I mean,
yeah.
Kind of an upset, but is it really with Marine King and Symbol being so good?
Yeah, well, I mean, yesterday with Symbol playing so well, it was actually insane. As you can see here, him and Marine King moving out.
I was actually talking about this on State of the Game this morning. I'm like, this sounds silly calling the round of 32, but I think Symbol's going to win unless a Zerg knocks him out.
I have to agree with you, actually. Although, to be fair, there are some Zergs moving through here.
Yeah.
We got some heavy-hitting Zergs.
We have some heavy-hitting Zergs, especially coming up today. So far, though, for Zergs in the round of 16, we have Nesty and Symbol. And, yeah, I think pretty sure that's only it. Yeah.
Yeah, I got to agree with you there. All right, today we got some pretty sick games. As you can see here, Oz, Violet, Maru, and DRG.
That is a pretty sick lineup, Tasteless. Of course, we have Oz. He has been one of the top Protosses in the world for quite some time.
Yeah, Oz, a very eccentric Protoss style, but he's solid. I expect great things from this guy. Up next, we got Violet.
Yeah, Violet is an old Warcraft 3 pro. He wasn't doing so well for a while, but now he's one of the smartest Zergs in the world.
And who is this little nerd? Well, be careful, because that little nerd is Maru.
That's right.
Our youngest player, but also one of the deadliest.
That's right, Tasteless. He certainly is. And, of course, DRG, the man that needs no introduction. Is he still the best Zerg in the world, or is he the second best Zerg in the world next to Symbol? That is the question.
Or is he the new Zerg Banjwa?
He's the old Zerg Banjwa.
Oh, my bad.
Sorry, buddy.
Sorry, nerd.
Symbol is the craziest thing ever.
I have not been so hyped for a new player as I have been with Symbol.
Yeah.
In a long, long time. All right, so as you can see here, our first matchup, Oz against Violet.
Violet, of course, getting one of the seeds this season. See if he can do something with it. Unfortunately, Thorzane did fall down into Code. But Violet, I think he has a good chance to get out of this group. What do you think out of this group? It's really hard to predict. I think DRG for sure, and I think Violet might get out too.
I actually think, I don't know why, but I have a feeling that Oz and DRG are going to get out.
Yeah.
Well, DRG just makes sense. You kind of have to be like stupid to not assume that he's going to be one of the two people.
Careful about
on board.
Maru, though. Maru's like insanely good. He's like mini Marine King.
Yeah, he is. Well, he's very solid. I don't know why it's this hunch. Normally I have facts or history to base it off of, but I just feel like Oz is going to get it today.
Sure.
But you do make a good point. Violet has been doing better as of late, and Maru is solid. The other thing about Maru I feel is that he's so young.
Yeah.
So young. I don't feel like he quite has the experience on stage. But when you see like this guy in replays online, he is wicked.
He's pretty wildly good. And I mean, even though he's very young, he has some experience. He's been in the GSL many seasons ago, actually. He hit the GSL once or twice. And I mean, didn't necessarily get too deep, but he's been a solid StarCraft 2 player for some time, but we have not seen the best of him yet, that's for sure.
All right, well, looks like we're actually going to get right into this. So get ready. Game number 1 between Oz and Violet here at the GSL Codex. GSL.
Whoa, did you write that song?
I did. In the upper left, we have our Protoss player with some very wonky out there style. Can he make it work in this group? We're going to find out. He is
Fnatic Oz.
And in the bottom right, we have our Zerg player, one of 2 in this group, steadily improving. Is this going to be his season? His ideas?
Empire Violet.
He's dressed like he's right at home.
That's right. He's going to stay warm.
It's Casual Wednesday here at the GSL.
Casual
Wednesday.
It's definitely casual Wednesday for Tasus wearing shorts again.
Oh, yeah, you guys can't see, but
it's hideous.
If you guys don't like our outfits already, you should see me the shorts I'm in right now.
Oh, God.
With this outfit on. I don't care, man. There's only like 10 people in this. Yeah, there's only 10 people who will ever see this, at least today.
If you were actually naked from the waist down, less people would look away.
If I was
shame
naked,
and disgust.
If I was naked from the waist down, I'd probably be a lot comfier too. We should actually look into that, Artosis.
I don't know. The fabric on these seats is not what I want to sit on with a bare butt.
You don't think so?
Not these seats.
I'll bring some newspapers. You can sit on them.
Newspapers?
You get some gray butt.
I'd rather sit in the seat than newspapers. Yeah, man. My butt is like Play-Doh, man, or silly putty, rather. It just picks up that print.
I'm pretty sure, judging from your build, Artosis, you have the butt of a frog, but...
That's right.
There's okay, nothing wrong. Most nerds have frog butts.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with having a frog
Nothing wrong with that.
Frogs have frog butts.
Yeah, they do.
They've been around.
They have
for a long
Artosis
time.
butts, man.
That's what they tell each other. Like, no, man, you got an Artosis butt. The frog's like, oh, ribbit. All right, so Oz going for Nexus first here. He's harassing lightly with the probe. I mean, this is PvZ, so most likely we're just going to see, of course, the 3 hatchery from Violet. Oz, Forge Fast Expand, and then we'll try to figure out what he wants to do. But it's most likely not going to be anything too fancy. We'll see.
So he's completely walled in. He does have some rocks over there that he can tear down to get an exit out of there. And, yeah, you know, this is one of these maps where the longer the game goes on, it's going to be a little bit tougher for Zerg. The Zerg's going to have to kind of expand towards the Protoss. Not to a drastic amount, but still. Mm-hmm. It's not a map like Metropolis where you actually expand into another map that they can't get to.
All right, so far pretty standard from both players here. Oz has to come in here and check for that 3rd base. He has to make sure, because if it's 2 base, there's like a plethora of gigantic all-ins that can happen to him. So you have to double check. And he saw it. So he knows now that he doesn't have to get sentries right away and that he doesn't have to make extra cannons.
All right, so Cybernetics core going down now. When that's done, we're going to know what exactly Oz is going to be up to. He can get a starport, he can get a bunch of gateways, he can get a robo.
Robo most common on this build.
Yeah.
I mean, the robo, you can either do, of course, some sort of You can try the Warp Prism Sentry build. That's gone out of style a little bit because people look for it so carefully because it's so powerful. But, you know, the Fast Immortal push is very popular. Robotics Expands very popular as well.
Yeah, the Robo build, if you don't do the Warp Prism, that's it really develops into a healthy late game. Stargate can mean, okay, we're going to have some kind of aggression here early on or an all-in. You can play a standard too. As you can see here, Oz's history. Excuse me, I got a little bit of a tickle in my throat today. Oz's history here. He got to the round of 4. I mean, he was almost in the finals and kind of fell off, and now he's back here in this season trying to prove himself.
Yeah, out of the last 3 seasons of Code S, he did get that seed into the next season, round of 8, round of 4, and then a round of 16. Not bad at any of these results, really. But what Oz wants is a championship. This guy actually was so close to winning tournaments a few times, and he just hasn't really delivered on the world scale yet, as far as tournament wins goes, at least. But we do have 2 gases coming up pretty quickly here from Oz, and I mean that's likely that we're going to see him tech up very heavily here. Probably get a Robotics and a Twilight. Would not be surprised for that with this much gas going on.
Looks like we're going to have a few more gateways planted down here, and the Overlord is going to see that. Sentry's not exactly going to kill that Overlord anytime soon here.
Does take a little bit.
As you can see with that new Overlord speed, man, they get in there.
Yeah, it's a great fix. And there goes down the Twilight. So that's going to allow him to get that +2 attack very, very quickly. And with, of course, all that gas that he's got mining, he can get a lot of sentries as well. Now, will he do some sort of blink all-in? Is he going to go into Robo? That's what we're going to be looking for next. By the way, that cannon placement specifically placed so that he can hit the rocks with it. Really cool.
Yeah, really nice stuff there. Actually, I hadn't even noticed that, but yeah, you're absolutely correct. He's going to let him tear that down a little bit quicker. He's got to be careful. Oh, wow. Take a look at that stat. First match of GSL in 275 days.
Wow. Almost a year since his last Code S.
Yeah. How funny.
That's weird. All right, so we do have the Robo coming down, as mentioned before, that +2 attack and blink on the way. A lot of sentries are out. Now, you can expand off this, but I expect him to add some more gates and probably do a 2-base timing. Those are very popular right now, but he is going to make a pylon. So we might actually see Protoss go 3-base, which we have not seen much lately in StarCraft 2.
No, we really haven't. We saw a little bit of it here with who was playing yesterday? Parting, excuse me. But yeah, most of the time we see 2-base timings. Oz going for a very, very standard kind of the way that you ought to play this matchup build here. It is funny we've seen so many 2-base timings, though. I think that's part of it is just the fact that the patch came out, and then Protoss are like, well, one thing I can do and I know how to do is an all-in.
Yeah, and right now Zergs are really getting good at the Infestor, Broodlord, Corruptor, Spinecrawler combination. And so that's really lending itself to Protoss saying, well, you know what, I gotta... Whoa! And
Force field much?
Yeah, quite a few there. But he has a lot of energy on those. But anyways, just overall, the power of Zerg right now is quite high. So Protoss is saying, all right, how can I still get wins here? There's so many tournaments going on, and that's why we're seeing a lot of these 2-base all-ins. But I like the fact that, 2 of the most accomplished Protosses in the GSL still trying to go for 3-base play. At least somewhat.
Yeah. All right, perfect timing here for the probe transfer. And, it's just kind of becoming a standard game with the creep spread here for the Zerg. Very nice.
That's right. And right now we have Spire coming up and Infestors on the way. So it'll be interesting to see what he wants to do with that Spire, because he hasn't started his hive, so it doesn't look like it's for Broodlords because you time it out a little bit later. I think it's going to be for Corruptors. Even though he has a decent amount of roaches, it looks like he wants to go Ling Infestor. And if you go Ling Infestor and your opponent counters with Colossus, which he is getting the Robotics Bay, then, of course, that's going to be tough to deal with. But with some Corruptors out there, taking that out, the rest of your army is going to be much more effective.
Yeah, I think he's doing it just right so far. We have a little bit of downtime here, guys, but the action is going to pick up soon. Zerg just continue to upgrade here. We got a Warp Prism coming out now. And I do like the fact that we've seen more Protosses incorporating warp prisms.
Oh, yeah.
Simply for the sake of warping stuff in around the map.
Oh, certainly. Just as a mobile pylon, because then it can't be killed by roaches.
Because these good Zergs have actually gotten so good at coming in from behind, taking out the pylon, and then guess what? You can't reinforce.
You know what's really interesting to me about this, though, is that he made the robotics bay and went for a warp prism right thereafter. He is going to go ahead and get the Colossus, but the warp prism first. So that robotics bay just now starting thermal lance as well. So that was actually a little bit early from what he actually needed based upon what he did. Ooh, nice
really nice force fields.
And, I mean, he just keeps doing stuff like that. He's trading energy for Zerglings and /larva/money from the Zerg player. So good moves by Oz so far.
Looks like Violet's actually set up a bunch of spine crawlers here to defend for something like what could be Warp Prism harassment. I thought he was going to use the Warp Prism with the army, but I guess not.
Yeah, it looks like he wants to start pushing, draw the army out, and then start throwing Zealots into the main base. You know, the army's going to be waiting for his army, and then it's going to be hard for Violet to split stuff up.
That fourth base is going to be hit hard if he does that.
Violet, though, is a really smart Zerg. That's really the way that I look at him, and he's already set up great defense in his main and already split some units off, realizing that this is occurring.
All right, looks like the Zerg hasn't quite reacted yet. He's sending some more Zerglings up here. Oh, he wanted to force build on the ramp, but no way that's going to happen. He's got to get out of there before the Corruptors and get the Warp Prism, and it does not look like he's going to be able to... No, he will actually do that.
But a lot of Zealots lost for basically nothing, and that Warp Prism hurt quite a bit. So a sneaky little move there. He just wanted to force field the ramp and destroy stuff in the main base of the Zealots. Violet, though, very quick to respond.
By the way, both players are maxing out now. So we're kind of getting to the boiling point here where they are going to be engaging each other. Can you check the upgrades for me, Artosis?
Sure thing, Tasteless. We do have +3 attack for Oz with +1 armor on the way. +2 carapace just finished up for our Zerg player, Violet. And +2 melee is on the way, as well as the Greater Spire and a second Spire. So he's going to go heavily into Broodlords from here.
Overall, this has been a really, really, really passive game.
Yeah, this is. I mean,
this is one of those passive PvZs we've casted in a while.
It truly is. There's been that one Warp Prism that wasn't too impactful upon the game. And right now, I mean, they're getting ready. They're getting their ultimate compositions to go after each other with.
All right. He's moving out now. Now, the Warp Prism is going to come in here. There are some spine crawlers that are prepared.
Yeah, this is just a great base placement, actually, by Violet. Really smart play by him. Now, Violet is running around the side, but he's got to be careful. Here's Greater Spire and Other Spire about to finish, and here he goes, attacking in. Those Corruptors targeting down as many Colossus as possible.
He almost went overkill here with these Corruptors, but meanwhile, on the ground, the Immortal doing a lot of damage to these Roaches, and he's going to trap the remainder of those, and that is a victory there for Oz.
Well, you know, the one thing we can say for Violet is he did kill off the Colossi, and now he's going back behind his spine crawlers to make everything. And here we go. We do have a big warp in the main base. A lot of Lings coming up. Those spine crawlers really helping out quite a bit.
He does not have charge for Zealots.
No, he does not.
That's actually surprising.
Doesn't have that yet, yeah.
Yeah. So missing a few of these upgrades here. But anyways, back here at the fourth, Oz is closing in. Yeah. And it does not look as though the Zerg is going to get there in time. The spine crawler wall just not defending this location. If he could kill off this hatchery and then evacuate the location, that would be huge.
That's right, and it looks like that's exactly what he's going to do. The Broodlords are moving over, but it looks like he's going to get away in time. Going to take out this Colossus, though, which, again, losing Colossus, his Colossus count very, very low right now. He's just got one. And with just one Colossus, I mean, you're going to feel pretty good as a Zerg with these Broodlords. It's going to be very hard for just a gateway army to clean up the Broodlings and actually get underneath. So actually, you know, Violet, he's double expanding from here. Oz is still only on 3 base, never tried to take a 4th during this. And Violet's unit composition is pretty strong.
All right, the Stalkers moving out along with the rest of the army. You know, he has not really been doing a great job of killing off the creep.
No.
I don't even think there's an observer there.
Yeah.
And that's actually a giveaway. I mean, if he gets Roach Burrow, you just know if he has an observer or not because the creep automatically gets killed as they move around. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Now, we do have Oz moving forward here. He does have a lot of these highly upgraded Stalkers. That is a ton of Stalkers at 46 right now. But with Fungal Growths, he's going to be able to take out quite a few here. He has a lot of Fungals sitting around as well.
All right, so he's closing in. The Broodlords in the back doing a ton of damage. One Colossi out of position here. It will get away. Actually, I spoke too soon. It will not get away.
Yeah, nice snipe there.
But here's the problem: is that Violet does not have an operating fourth base.
That's true.
So as long as Oz keeps moving around, he's going to be able to keep him in the hole.
He needs to keep doing that, too, because Oz is taking his fourth right now. He needs to outmaneuver the Broodlords. And, in fact, he really is getting an observer out here and clear up that creep, as you were mentioning before, because that creep is spotting where he's going. So, for instance, this fourth base that just finished for Violet on the right side, Oz can walk down there, but Violet's going to see that, and he can reposition very quickly because of it.
Yeah, I have to say there's definitely no mystery as far as Oz's movements here.
Okay, he does have an observer with his army now.
So stuff's changing now.
Yeah.
And this is not going to be stopped here. He probably could have gone for the pylon there, but decides to back off. And by the way, this base did get up and operational, and Oz did really nothing about it. I don't know if he was just checking there late or what.
Well, right now, I mean, Violet continues to up his Broodlord and Corruptor count. He's about to finish 1-1 for that, which is going to help out a lot. Oz still with a huge count of Stalkers. I mean, he's got 3-2 upgrades on him in Blink, of course, with 46 Stalkers. So that's some good anti-air, but a good number of Infestors out here, 8 of them with a lot of Fungals, so he's going to be able to pick off quite a bit. Anywhere near the spines, basically Oz cannot actually engage. He has no Psystorm and he has no Mothership. So there's no real way for him to break the actual front of his opponent.
All right, he gets those outs out just in the nick of time. This is exactly what you want to be doing to a Zerg, especially a Zerg that has a lot of Broodlords, because most of their army is not mobile. They spend a lot of gas on those Broodlords. The rest of their minerals get spent on Zerglings. As you can see here, although these Zerglings win, Zealot's generally a good fight versus Zerglings. So, I have to say, overall, this is not been the cleanest PvZ I've ever seen.
It's very definitive what both people are trying to do here.
Yes.
Okay, Oz is trying to play this very passive game and deny expansions based upon the size of this map. And he's doing a good job of it. He's got good upgrades. He's got his fourth base secured. He's teching up into all of his Templar-type tech, hitting Psystorm and a Dark Shrine. Very smart moves. Whereas Violet, he just wanted to go into the ultimate composition while turtling up a bit, and it's kind of working out for him as well.
Well, it looks like Stalkers are going for this fourth base here for the Zerg. Meanwhile, we're going to have a little bit of an exchange here as both of the bases are now going to be under attack. Now, the Broodlords are what's actually terrifying here.
Yes.
You fungal Stalkers and then hit him with Broodlords, and there is nothing you can do. In fact, I think the Protoss might have to run for it.
He might. Looks like he wants to try to blink on her, but bam! A nice fungal growth, and he just needs to chain fungal these, keep them sitting there, and his Broodlords can clean up a ton of Stalkers. In fact, Oz does not have a huge bank left over, so losing these Stalkers is a critical loss, but at the same time, he did kill off that fourth base of Violet's.
But Violet already reclaiming his fourth base, and look, an interception over here with some Zerglings. Very nice. Oh, wow, the sloppiest blink ever. Barely gonna blink, make things worse for you. Here's what I just see happening is that Violet just moves across the map with this death ball and just wins the game. I don't see any other way that this game can end up. Some good fungals with the Broodlords, and I mean, what do you do exactly?
Yeah, even though Violet is basically not mining right now, his standing army that he was allowed to get to is just so scary. 15 Broodlords, 5 Corruptors, and 10 Infestors with a lot of energy left over. And he can kind of just sit here, and there's not any real way to deal with this. You really need Mothership to deal with that group of units, and Oz never ever teched up into that. He thought that it would be enough to just move around the map, but Violet never took an unfavorable battle, and this is it's very different, but similar in a bigger scale as to what happened in Parting versus Yu-Gi-Oh! On this map, where Yu-Gi-Oh! Just never really lost units and got up this ultimate group.
All right, he's gotten right under here. Nice transfuses there on the Broodlords. Is this going to be enough? It's hard to say. He's doing a lot of damage, but I think with the next few fungals.
A couple Archons actually flanking up there on the top.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
But the supply of Oz is plummeting, and there's still
too much.
Yeah, it's still enough.
GG.
That's actually
That's not how most PvZs end.
No, this is interesting. This is something that actually we've seen 2 days in a row by top Zergs versus top Protosses on Ohana, where the Zerg player, you denied his Expos quite a bit. Yesterday it was the third base denied for a long time for Yu-Gi-Oh! Today it was the fourth base killed over and over for Violet, but the fact that these Zerg players are sitting on their spines, getting a good Infestor count, and slowly but surely getting their Broodlords out is something very difficult to deal with if you don't have a Mothership. So, if the Protoss realizes Zerg is not trading army over and over and over while killing off Zerg bases, they're still going to get that very scary army that you need that Mothership for.
It's funny because there was a few other mistakes by Oz. I mean, like we said before, no Zealot charge.
Sure, for Wild War Prism Harassment, you should have that.
Yeah, he's not completing the tech tree. I mean, he wants to play a passing game, but as you said, no Mothership. That is the final piece. That is the,
he was really focusing on
whatever.
Definitely, he was really focusing on just denying bases. But the thing is, I'm sure that strategy is amazingly good when the Zerg continues to fight for the bases. But Violet just sees it and he's like, I can't save that. He lets you have it, and he keeps his core army alive.
It's so funny because Zergs do not normally end with a win with a death ball. You know what I mean? Normally it's a Protoss or something. Well, he's low on expansions, but I mean, you look at the number of Colossi and Stalkers and Sentries and High Templars and everything. You just have to say, well, okay, this army's just going to push through here and eventually Zerg's screwed. But a little bit of a reversal there. Our next map is going to be Cloud Kingdom.
Yeah, Cloud Kingdom. This map we have seen a lot recently. Had some great games on it. Now, will Oz go for third base again? Definitely a map you can, but we've seen a lot of timing attacks on the Zerg thirds here recently as well. That the two-base all-ins are really in style right now, not just in Korea, but worldwide against Zerg. We'll have to see what he wants to do here. And you know what? That's not always a terrible choice against Violet, but he knows how to recover.
All right, game number 2. Can Oz pull it back together for the Team Fnatic, or is Violet going to close this out? We're going to find out soon here in the GSL.